Yeah, since that law took effect, the state has collected data on the number of people prescribed the life-ending medication. In its first year, 72 people requested it. In 2024, 510 people had. Despite the growing number, experts say a lot of Coloradans don't even know the law exists. One family hopes sharing their story changes that.
Spring wasn't her favorite season.
I thought it was so pretty.
Shannon Bennett knows her mom always favored the farewell fall brought. And as the weather turns,
I'll start there.
Shannon hopes her words will bring their own shift.
Okay.
With a story that starts
Dear Governor Polis,
where her mother's ends.
I received a text from my mother the end of February that said, please don't get angry or upset, but I'm so tired of my life. Could you please look into assisted suicide?
This is a letter Shannon never thought she'd write. Then again, those are words she never thought she'd hear.
You want to get your slippers off?
But on a cool March day, some steps were taken to share the last few.
Yeah, no, not so much.
Gail Hamer will ever make.
No, I just think that everybody has the right to choose when their time is up.
For Gail, death is not meant to be depressing, and neither is life, which is why she's choosing to end hers with her kids.
How's this gonna go?
Ty and Shannon by her side.
I know I put my kids in sort of a tough spot by asking them, but I didn't want them to be shocked. Of course, I couldn't do it without one of them anyway.
About 8 years ago, Gail was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. She had surgery and carried on, reminiscing of the memories of her late husband and welcoming grandkids. She was always hungry for more moments until her actual appetite took a turn.
I do like food, but I'm never hungry. I'm a cadaver, though. I always wanted to be thin my whole life.
And now?
Now you are.
Yeah, now not so much.
Over the last year, Gail suffered from dizzy spells, back pain, and extreme weight loss, making her condition terminal. That prognosis made medical aid in dying a possibility, a choice in Colorado for people with 6 months to live, but strong enough to take the final step themselves.
I can't read, I can't knit, I can't do any of the things I liked doing before, and I don't see any reason to keep on going.
I fully support her decision if this is what she wants to do.
I feel extremely lucky that this is an option for her because it's just too miserable to go on for months or longer.
For this family,
Do you want the TV on or do you want to just sleep?
this is not a story about loss, but rather what so many people have gained, the freedom to choose. And that's exactly what Gail did.
Hey, Mom.
On a quiet March night.
There are a lot of people in my life that I think don't realize how much I appreciate what they've done for me. Some of them have different political thoughts than I do. Some have different religious ideas, but they're still my friends and always will be. My children have been beyond the call. They are wonderful human beings, and their kids are wonderful human beings, and I couldn't be more grateful that they're my children and grandchildren. I can't tell you how much I love my family.
It's spring and she and I would be playing golf together a couple times a week, and it's kind of odd. Like, I'm not quite sure what to do with myself.
That's the thing about freedom.
Yeah.
It makes room for other emotions like grief.
Yeah, because I really was fine until just last week, actually. And I am fine because it needed to happen.
Need doesn't negate what Shannon is now allowing herself to feel. Weeks after her mom's death.
Dear Governor Polis, I am a Boulder native writing to thank you for
As Shannon writes a letter to the leader who signed the law that allowed her mom to leave,
I could not be the only person who had forgotten that this legislation had passed.
she does so with some sorrow and some strength to share her mother's story in this new season of life.
I am very proud of her. I just wanted people to be made aware that there is an option for people to have more control over their end of life journey. Sincerely and respectfully, Shannon Bennett.
Shannon is planning a family trip to spread some of her mother's ashes. While the state tracks how many people are prescribed the medication, the law does not require them to track how many people that have died from taking it. The average person prescribed the medication is 74 years old. Gail was 82 years old. And it's important to point out as well that an advocate pointed out a recent survey, while obviously this law passed with overwhelming support, 25 to 30% of people aren't aware that it exists in Colorado.
The family's courage in being willing to share the process with you and with the public is really something. That was really something. Did they talk about how they came to the decision to be so public about it?
They reached out to us. You know, Shannon Bennett actually reached out to 9 News and said, hey, my mother has decided to make this decision. I thought we were gonna have to bring her to Oregon or Washington, what have you. And then I realized, oh, there is a law here and I can't be the only one that forgot it exists. So I hope sharing my mother's story will allow that. And kudos to Gail for being willing to speak to us before that decision, right? You know, she spent her life raising her children. And, you know, she told Shannon before she passed that maybe this is my one big thing that I can do for people.
And as you pointed out, I mean, you have to meet certain criteria. This is well thought out.
Absolutely. You have to be 18 plus, you have to be a Colorado resident, you have to be terminally ill with 6 months to live. And obviously you need to be able to take that medication on your own. So this is obviously something people think about thoroughly. You have to have multiple doctors sign off on it as well. This was something Gail thought through.
Wow. Watching the scene, the only thing I could think of is the number of families that hope and pray for a moment like that, you know, and they chose it.
Yeah, Dr. Morris said that all too often we see deaths with very traumatic, right? Ambulances, emergency rooms, what have you. And they have been blessed with the opportunity to do it peacefully and with their loved ones.
Yeah. You did a beautiful job with that story.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.